So I'm testing out this sideboard juke with Magus of the Moon to prepare for my trip to SCGCon Milwaukee. But I've really got to wonder, is the juke worth the squeeze? I'm on the play in match 1 versus Mirsja. Mirsja? Not sure how to pronounce that. This hand has a good lock, and it has consistency needed to find other pieces. I think I'm going to keep it. And I will actually lead on Starting Town into Lantern of Insight, I think. Ooh, we've got an Emry on top of the deck here. So they've made a Steam Vents into a Tamiyo, into a Mox Amber, into a Mishra's Bauble, and it looks like we are just going to get the full package here. Emry is down. Everything has happened all at once. This does mean, though, that they don't have that Metallic Rebuke that I was looking at. Oh, I really want that Blooming Marsh. How badly do I want that Blooming Marsh? Do I want it badly enough to where I'm willing to wait on Profane Tutor? I don't think so. One of these stirrings can turn into a land if I need it to. I did put an Assassin's Trophy in this list, which is a little bit different than the last time. So I can remove that Tamiyo if I need to. So that Profane Tutor is on suspend now. We've got a Mishra's Bauble getting popped from the hero here. They are going to get that Urza Saga and an Unholy Heat. That's great. Oh, Corey's Steelcutter in the yard for the hero here. Are they casting it? If you are casting it, you need to spend your Steam Vents to do it. Don't need to spend your Urza Saga or Mox Amber, but they're doing it anyway. Okay, so we've got Corey's Steelcutter, but nothing beyond that, huh? It is their turn 2, so they cannot actually pop this clue yet. I am actually going to Stirrings here, looking for a land. Urza Saga, that is a fantastic pickup. Let's take that. And I believe I will Inquisition them, check to see if the coast is clear. And it is, for the most part. Unholy Heat is going to come out of their hand, of course. Their hand just doesn't have much in it right now. I am going to take that Flame of Anora off the top of their deck. And now they've just got Corey's Steelcutter. All of this aggression is going to be handled fairly nicely once I get my Ensnaring Bridge down. The hero opting to play the Corey Steelcutter, most likely because they have the Mox Amber in the graveyard, so they can create the construct and get the monks. Unfortunately, that's just not going to matter much. Now I need to make a choice. Do I believe that the hero has access to Haywire Might? I think they might have access to Haywire Might. Mox Opal would theoretically give them access to green. I need to decide what this Profane Tutor is going to grab. Can I play around Haywire Might? I'm not sure I can. I could grab Pithing Needle for Haywire Might right now. Hope to find a land. And then what? Play Ensnaring Bridge? I have to land Ensnaring Bridge right now, which means that I actually would need the land in order to do everything that I want. So I would need to get a 1-drop off of Profane Tutor here, but I would also need to draw a land. I could grab a Soul Guide Lantern, take their Mishra's Bauble out of the graveyard, keep them off of ways to mill. That would answer Emry, while also freeing up my Pithing Needles. I don't think I can afford to play around Haywire Might here. I could simply grab Mox Opal, give myself some flexibility. I have a Stirrings in hand right now. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I need to do. Bridge needs to come down, and I really need protection from Haywire Might. So maybe I do grab Pithing Needle, and if I have the luxury of... Man, this is a tough call. I'm not sure what I should do. I might just grab another Urza Saga, honestly. Delay the choice a little bit. I'm gonna do that. That's a shame that my draw here is an Inquisition of Kozilek instead of a Thoughtseize. Maybe I should have grabbed the Thoughtseize to answer the Quantum Riddler in hand. I'm gonna cast my Stirrings here. I found lands. I could just let this Stirrings go, but I don't think I'm going to. I think I will actually grab the Soul Guide Lantern and then just play out this Ensnaring Bridge. This Soul Guide Lantern will answer the Emry at the very least. I have a lot more problems besides just Emry, though. Mox Opal on top of the deck. They're creating a construct instead of drawing that Flame of Anora. And I just have to hope that they don't have a Haywire Might. Yeah, they had the Haywire Might. I could have guessed that they had Haywire Might. I don't think there was a really good way for me to play around that, though, because I would have had to dig for a land here on top of everything else, and they would have had the Flame of Anor on top of their deck, and I would have had to shuffle Lantern. It just didn't come together. I should have guessed that they had the Haywire Might. I mean, I figured that they would. I just don't know if I could have played around it. I'm going to have to take a closer look at that decision and see if I could or not. So Cursed Totem definitely coming in. I like Cursed Totem in this situation a lot, and I think I want the Pithing Needle. I do not believe that this is a Moon matchup. It's definitely not a Torpor Orb matchup, so those can come out. Pithing Needle is good. Dreams of Steel and Oil is decent. Soul Guide Lantern is kind of mid. I think I'd rather have the Duresses in, and I can take out Dreams of Steel and Oil. Although Dreams of Steel and Oil will hit a Quantum Riddler, which I am actually worried about. So maybe, actually, I take out some of the number of Inquisitions here. If I take out Inquisitions, and I bring in Dreams, and I maybe bring in the other Dreams, does that look good? I think that's fine for 6, but that lowers the number of answers that I have for actual counter spells. I think I'm gonna have to accept that. Don't know if that's correct sideboarding. We're gonna have to figure it out. Oh, I am somehow a little bit lower on this than I thought I was. All right, let's try this again. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this. Overgrown Tomb is really big. That means that I can Ancient Stirrings on turn 3 if I need to. I've got double Urza Saga, which should be helpful. I might actually be able to aggro my opponent out with a hand like this. Oh, how interesting. They have double Tamiyo, which I'm kind of worried about, but I can't take them off of it. I could take them off of Emery, but they're not anywhere close to casting Emery. I actually think I'm going to take the Engineered Explosives here. It's really nice that Dreams exiles, because now they can't cast it with Emery out of their graveyard. So they drop their Tamiyo and they're passing turn, and now, ooh, Thoughtseize. I think I am just going to do Urza Saga Profane Tutor, though. And I genuinely might just attempt to aggro my opponent out. They kept a very slow hand. They probably sided out a decent chunk of their creature removal. Preordain is on the stack. They went one top, one bottom. That's interesting. Are they going to consign this Urza Saga trigger? It looks like they are. Yeah, I'll take that. Get Thoughtseized. Rebuke, Consign, Tamiyo, Emery. Yeah, they cannot handle what I'm doing. I think I am actually going to take Consign here and drop another Urza Saga and drop 2 Pyxides. Tamiyo is going to continue to accumulate clues, as Tamiyo does. They can drop an Emery here if they want to, and it looks like they did. And they hit nothing. Stone Cold nothing. That's fine. Oh, I have a Profane Tutor on Suspend. Do I just grab another Urza Saga? I think I'm going to grab another Urza Saga. They cannot handle what I'm doing. And I've got a Pithing Needle now. So I could grab a Lantern of Insight off of this. Got another Tamiyo on top of their deck. That's fine. Pithing Needle's kind of dead here, honestly. I think now is a good time for me to fire off this Ancient Stirrings. I'm going to attempt to find another land. Yeah, there we go. Ooh, Cursed Totem's really interesting. But I don't think it's particularly good in this situation. So I'm just going to leave it there. And I don't actually believe I want to play out this Urza Saga quite yet, because I want to get maximum constructs. So I am going to drop my Verdant Catacombs. I'm going to fetch a basic Swamp. And I am going to just make my construct, and I'm going to pass turn. My goal is to not cast any more spells and really not make stuff important. So this Metallic Rebuke would rot in their hand because I just have Urza Saga constructs coming. Yeah, they saw the writing on the wall. I was just going to beat their head in with constructs. I love that Lantern Control didn't do this now. Just having that second angle of attack. Like, they would have kind of struggled a little bit, but they had outs to stuff like if I had just slammed an Ensnaring Bridge. But putting them under the gun with this Urza Saga really just recontextualized that entire game. Now, what do I want to do? I still don't think it's correct to bring in Magus of the Moon. I think that Magus of the Moon will be coming down on my turn 3, which is when their sagas are going to be on 2. I don't think I want to do that. If I were to bring it in, I would probably side out my Ancient Stirrings and my Trophy, and I'd bring in Magus and honestly maybe a Bloodchief's Thirst to answer Tamiyos. And they have ways around it. They have Mox Opal and they have Mox Amber. Yeah, I'm not doing that. This is a great hand. This is basically the hand that I had last time, except it's got Thoughtseize now. I like this hand a lot. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this. The hero's mulliganing. This might be a turn 1 Thoughtseize situation. So they're just going Scalding Tarn pass, huh? And I found a Verdant Catacombs, which means that I don't need to fetch my Overgrown Tomb quite yet. I'm going to Thoughtseize the hero here, and I'm going to see what counterplay they have to my Urza Saga. Quarry Steelcutter is their counterplay. Yeah, I'm taking that. And I'm going to F6 here. Grabbing a Thundering Falls. Come on, put it in the graveyard. You know you don't want it. Yeah, Boomerang Basics, get that out of here. Basic Mountain and just pass turn. Oh, casting the Mox Amber to hold open Metallic Rebuke? Nope, they are playing out the Tamiyo Inquisitive Student that they found and warping out a Quantum Diddler. They have entered the Diddle Zone, and they will draw 2 additional cards here. Transforming Tamiyo right away. That's fine. I am simply going to Pithing Needle that Tamiyo. Glad that it didn't create any clues. All right, Urza Saga number 1. They didn't even attempt to bluff a Force of Negation. Although they do have another Tamiyo on top of their deck. I think that's fine. Tamiyo's down. Still have 2 cards in hand that I don't know about. Boomerang Basics, targeting their own Mox Amber. Really trying to get that Urza Saga, huh? Yeah, you got it. Still holding open that Metallic Rebuke, and they still got 1 unknown card here. This is really interesting. What do I think I should do here? They have Metallic Rebuke, which kind of worries me. Do I just party with Urza Saga constructs? The fact that they spent those resources to draw that Urza Saga tells me that they don't have another one. My Soul Guide Lantern's in the sideboard, unfortunately. Oh, but I have a 3rd needle if I need it. How interesting. Now, do I want to ram this Codex Shredder into a face-up Metallic Rebuke? I don't think I do. I think I'm just going to play Verdant Catacombs, and I'm going to play this Urza Saga game with them. If Emery hits something nasty, then I can just grab a Soul Guide Lantern, not a Soul Guide Lantern, a Pithing Needle off this Urza Saga. Yeah, they're making the clue first, so that Emery's discounted. Here we go. And that's an Engineered Explosive, so yeah, I definitely need to answer this Emery. I think I am just going to grab Basic Swamp here, making my constructs. Making another one. Yeah, they're making their construct now. They know what's up. And I am going to grab my remaining Pithing Needle and put it on Emery Lurker of the Loch. Okay, and now I have Urza Saga number 2 coming down, and I am going to play out this Codex Shredder. Oh, I should have attacked there. What was I thinking? That was a pretty easy attack, I think. That's a Haywire Mite, and the Mox Amber does actually give them the green that they need for it. Maybe I should have Pithing Needled Haywire Mite instead of landing that Codex Shredder, huh? Yeah, Emery is getting reactivated here. Oh, that's so disgusting. Not good for me at all, I think. I should have named Haywire Mite off of this Codex Shredder. I should have known that. Come on, I've been hit by Haywire Mite so often. Now I need to think about what I should do here. I think it starts by milling the Pyxis. That's a starting town. That's not very useful. And another Profane Tutor is definitely not useful. Okay, well, Pithing Needle's coming down, and I have to name Haywire Mite here. And I think I am just going to suspend Profane Tutor. Yeah, this is falling apart. It's because I named the wrong... I made the wrong decision last turn. I really should have named Haywire Mite. I knew they had it in their deck, I just didn't play around it. Yep, and now the Engineered Explosives is going to come out of the graveyard. Probably putting it on... Oh, they put it on 0. Okay. I don't know why you would put it on 0. That's really interesting. Well, I'm going to double block one of these, and I'm going to take 8. Mishra's Bauble's in hand now. Playing it out. Yeah, I know I'm drawing this Ensnaring Bridge. I don't necessarily want it, though. I'm going to take your Consign to Memory. I just don't think I can have that right now. Okay, Mox Amber, I'm going to have to deal with. Profane Tutor is coming off Suspend very soon here. Do I think I can afford to make constructs? I don't think I can. They have that Engineered Explosives that I have to deal with too. I'm really regretting not playing around Haywire Mite. I'm not going to make the construct. I'm going to try and get this Ensnaring Bridge handled. I need the bridge in play. I just need it. And I'm just going to grab Pyxis here. Playing Codex Shredder, unfortunately. Oh, I think I actually might have needed to ram Ensnaring Bridge down. I'm just making misplay after misplay here. I had this game and then I just let it go for no reason. All right, let's take that Metallic Rebuke off the top of your deck. Lava Spur Boots. I can survive that. It's just not fun. Oh, Quarry Steel Cover out of the graveyard. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Oh, geez. I let this one go. That's so frustrating. And they have the Metallic Rebuke in hand. I'm just going to concede the game right here. I could have won this match. I think I really could have won this if I had just played a little bit better. So all I had to do was name Haywire Might a couple of turns ago when I played out this useless Codex Shredder instead, and I would have been fine. But instead, I chose to not do that, and the hero just took over the game. Just took over everything. How frustrating. Jeez. Well, I'm going to move on to match 2. I'm going to try and shake it off, and we'll see what happens. If you're enjoying the video and think you'd like watching more of what I make, please consider subscribing so YouTube can notify you when I go live and upload videos. I appreciate your support. Thank you. Okay, I am on the play again in match 2 versus Bramwell. Let's see if I don't flub this one. Unkeepable. No lands. Mulligan. Keepable. Actually a pretty decent hand. I am going to bottom one of the pick sides here. Keep the Ensnaring Bridge. Keep my lock. This deck is a little bit different than the builds that I've been playing recently in that it does actually feature quite a bit of green in the main, the 4 Ancient Stirrings. And I want to be able to play those out if I really need to, but I also don't necessarily want to fetch Shock in this situation either. I think I am going to fetch a basic land. Yeah, I'm going to fetch basic Swamp here. The Magus Gardens can make green if I really, really, really need it to. Get Thought Seized. Oh god, it's this deck. So it's obviously Wrath of the Skies. I have to take that. But I really hate playing against this deck. This deck sucks. For me, I mean. They play a Sunken Citadel tapped. I don't believe they had a Sunken Citadel in hand. Oh wait, no they did. I just am very silly. Okay, that is an Urza Saga. That can prompt a White Orchid Phantom. I think I'm not going to do that quite yet, though. Main deck Price of Freedoms. Don't like that. Take that. Solitude is fine. Solitude will have to be fine. Yeah, and here's why I led on the Mycosynth Gardens, because I figured that a White Orchid Phantom would be coming down this turn. This list only has 3 basic swamps in it, which is not fantastic. I'm gonna play out this Urza Saga. Do I want to also land Ensnaring Bridge this turn? Or do I want to put Profane Tutor on Suspend? I think I'd rather do Profane Tutor. Now the question is, do I want them having this Demolition Field or not? I think not. I will attempt to exile here. Hopefully I don't draw them into something worse. Plains is fine. I'm going to take a little poke from this White Orchid Phantom, falling to 15 here. Kind of wishing I had actually fetched Shocked, because that means that I would have more basics left in my deck. And I could actually just make constructs here. What could get in the way of that? Castle Ardenvale creates a 1/1 human creature, but it costs a total of 5 mana to do, 4 mana plus the tap of its land. But they do have that, so they could start gumming up the board. I think I am going to use the Urza Saga while the going is getting good, though. I'm going to make my constructs. They are emergency ejecting my Pyxis. Yeah, that's fine. Castle Ardenvale is down. White Orchid Phantom is coming in. Just gonna grab another one out of this Urza Saga. Mox Opal is a really good pickup here. Oh, I have Profane Tutor on Suspend. I forgot about that. How do I want to handle this Profane Tutor? Do I just want to get another Urza Saga here? Oh, it doesn't matter. They're reprieving the Profane Tutor. That's fine. Yeah, okay. But that means that they have a Galvanic Discharge in hand. My construct is a 3/3 right now. Do I even want to play this game anymore? They reprieved my last spell. I kind of just want to lock them out. I am going to tap the Urza Saga for mana, and I'm going to let them discharge the construct. Yeah, that's fine. I will grab another Pyxis, and then I will, in fact, Inquisition the hero here. Plains, Solitude, Mountain. All right, that's fine. Now, what do I want to do? I don't necessarily need to be landing my Ensnaring Bridge right this second, so I could just play out Mox Opal and then suspend Profane Tutor here. Galvanic Discharge is going to be drawn. I don't think I even mind if they use their Sunbaked Canyon to draw this Vexing Bauble. Yeah, let's see if I can bait them into doing that. Nope, not successful. Vexing Bauble, they just let it go, though. That's really interesting. Profane Tutor will be coming off Suspend next turn, and now I can safely land Ensnaring Bridge. If Profane Tutor resolves properly, then I will get another Pyxis, and I'm going to close up this game. And it looks like it will. That's great. Profane Tutor's coming off Suspend now, right on time, as usual. I'm going to grab... Actually, I will grab a Codex Shredder. We are very close to equal when it comes to cards in Library, but I am a little bit behind here, and I just want the Shredder, just to manipulate my own top card if I need to. I'm going to stop tracking their hand. It's just not necessary. Unfortunately, this Sunbaked Canyon in play means that I cannot just F6 whenever I want to, because they can just draw a card per turn and then draw a card at instant speed. I am going to attempt to find a Pithing Needle for that. Okay, looks like they are popping the Sunbaked Canyon, trying to draw that Wrath of the Skies. You can Field of Ruin right now if you want to keep the Wrath of the Skies in your deck, and it looks like that actually might be what they're doing. Nope. They are going to draw the White Orchid Phantom instead, maybe. Oh no, they're doing this the correct way, it looks like. They let the exile happen first. That was really smart. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. Just gonna go ahead and shuffle here. Plains is gone, and they have Reprieve now. I don't want to take them off of Reprieve, so I will. Yeah, Path to Exile's fine. And now I can F0. I'm no longer tracking their hand. Well, I've said that like twice now, but apparently that hasn't been true. They've got to shuffle if they want it. Ooh, Flage. That's interesting. I am actually going to bin the Flage for them. Cleansing Wildfire is more or less irrelevant. That is a sorcery speed shuffle effect. Oh yeah, I have this Torpor Orb, so Flage doesn't even matter, like it doesn't even deal damage. Forgot about that. Having your own human to try and draw into something relevant. Oh yeah, Cleansing Wildfire does draw a card, I forgot about that. So I need to be aware of that. Here comes Flage out of the graveyard. Did nothing. Thanks, Torpor Orb. Oh, I kind of wanted that for Mori Vault. Whatever. Sorcery speed card draw, sorcery speed card draw. I'm not worried about that. That's instant speed card draw. I do care about that. Oh, I love it when gameplay gets to this point. So relaxing, so meditative. Just chill and do nothing. What a lovely break from the stresses of the world. To watch Bramwell squirm underneath of the vices present in my lot. They're only getting one more draw here, and I'm going to make it a Sacred Foundry. Yeah, that's fine. Oh wait, no, I guess they get one more past this, don't they? And F6ing through the rest of the game did it. Beautiful. Love those wins. The fact that they have Price of Freedoms in the main is pretty frustrating, actually. I don't really like that. But, you know, that's just kind of how the world works now. Taking out Dreams of Steel and Oil is just not particularly useful. Torpor Orbs can handle what? They make Flage come down much sooner than normal, but they also make their White Orchid Phantoms turned off. I don't think that is an effect that I want. I do, however, want Pithing Needles. I don't believe I'm going to be Magus of the Mooning this opponent. Given how they have the red effects anyway, I don't think that that's really good. So I am going to side out those 3 cards. I'm going to bring in these 3 cards, and we will roll. I think I am going to keep this hand, as crazy as that sounds. The Blooming Marsh is not a basic land, which is actually pretty helpful here. And I have double... Ooh, that's a Starting Town. I'm going to play Starting Town, actually, and I'm going to play Pyxis off of it. And now I have double Saga that I can use to bait stuff out. Yeah, I don't care about that. I think that's just an additional body that they brought in. Thoughtseize, huh? Nah, I am going to just Profane Tutor here. Fully expecting this to get disrupted, or the Saga at least. And if Saga doesn't get disrupted, then I have the biggest creature. Oh, wow. Just Castle Ardendale, huh? You are going to blow up my Urza Saga, though, right? They're not blowing up my Urza Saga? What is the hero doing over there? Well, I just have another Urza Saga, so I'm going to keep the gravy train rolling. They must have, like, a Wrath of the Skies or something. They must have a Wrath of the Skies. This doesn't have First Strike or anything. I'm going to take the 2. I'm not going to create the construct. Okay, well, Profane Tutor is coming off suspend here. I have a Thoughtseize. Oh, they're just reprieving my Profane Tutor. That's fine. I'm not going to worry about that too much. Instead, I am going to... Oh, they're Galvanic Discharging one of my constructs? Oh, they're trying to do it this way? This is not going to work, friend. I am so sorry. But I actually think I'm going to grab a Mox Opal here. Am I going to do that? No, I'm going to grab Lantern of Insight. Oh, that's a High Noon. I really just don't care about that in the slightest. I am going to fetch this Overgrown Tomb on top of my deck, and I will Thoughtseize my opponent. I just suspect that they have some sort of Wrath of the Skies effect, and they have nothing. They just have Stone Cold nothing. Okay. Yeah, I am real happy to see that. They're playing the only thing that they can play. I don't care. They're choosing not to suicide their Sanctifier Invec. That's fine. Oh, I'm going to play out this Urza Saga. I'm going to suspend Profane Tutor, and I'm going to play out this Soul Guide Lantern. And that's my one spell for the turn. Let's take out your Eject. Take 4. All I need to do here is make sure that I don't fall to 5 or less life, because then this High Noon will kill me. I don't think that's going to be particularly hard to do. Play out another Urza Saga. Oh man, this is great. Do I swing in? I'm pretty sure I swing in here. Because I can just create a blocker for the Sanctifier Envec at instant speed if I want to. Yeah, that's fine. Castle Ardenvale is going to start creating tokens. Yeah, they know what's up. Now, Profane Tutor is coming off suspend. I do not want to give them a target for this reprieve that they have in hand, so I am simply going to not cast Profane Tutor. They're creating what they can with the Castle Ardenvales while they have it. And I am simply going to grab, honestly, probably a Pyxis of Pandemonium. Like, I think that's just fine. I can take the Wear Tear off of their deck, which I should have done on my upkeep, on their end step last turn. I just didn't because I'm a silly goose. Yeah, I can attack with both of these. They have to block one if they don't want to die. And I'm just going to do nothing here. Yeah, the hero says, I guess you got it, GG's. And they concede the match. And that is what a triple Urza Saga hand looks like against an opponent that just does not have Field of Ruin in hand. I'm not entirely certain why they kept the hand that they did. It seems like all it really did was cast Sanctifier Envec and then just do nothing, really. But I will take it. I'm very happy with this. I will take my wins against Red-White Land Destruction. It's a fairly difficult matchup.
Has your loss to Lantern Control left you bitter and despondent? Work through your grief with a membership to Faithseal MTG on YouTube or Patreon. Reach bargaining or higher to gain access to my detailed lesson videos on how to play Lantern Control. I hope to see you on your path to healing.
I am on the play against Antonio 139013. Oh, I played this person yesterday. They were on Grixis Fairies. Let's see if they're still on Grixis Fairies. This is a one-lander. It's not even a particularly good one-lander. I'm gonna mulligan it. This is much better. I will keep this and bottom the Mox Opal. And I will actually turn 1 Inquisition the hero here. It's 2 minutes into the game, and my opponent has disconnected. I'm gonna continue to sit here and wait and see what's going on. Hopefully they come back, but hopefully they don't. That would be very interesting. We'll see what happens. So the hero took 6 minutes to respond to a fetch land. If we keep up this pattern, then this game is going to be timed out by the second turn. But unfortunately, that did not happen. Now, I could take Ragavan, Flame of Anor, or Spell Snare here. Oh, it's Spell Snare, not Spell Pierce. I don't care about Spell Snare. So am I going to take their threat, or am I going to take their answer? And I think I'm going to take the answer. Flame of Anor is just such a good card. And I will leave them with a turn 1 Ragavan that I'm just going to have to deal with. Okay, here we go. Oh, that's an Overgrown Tomb? No, I don't really care about that right now. Just suspending my Profane Tutor. The hero has a lot of dead cards in hand, though. Spell Snare and Stern Scolding are all dead. They've got 2 additional lands beyond that. Oh, but they Thoughtseized me. Well, hit the Thoughtseize off of Ragavan. Okay, that means that this Profane Tutor is going to have to carry. They took my Ancient Stirrings, played a land that I didn't know about, Binning another Ragavan. That's a Mycosynth Garden. That's not nothing. And that is another Spell Snare. Okay, they're gonna hit my Bloodstained Mire. And they have an unknown card in hand right now. What do I want to grab off this Profane Tutor? That's a real big question. Given that I have Mycosynth Gardens in hand, I could grab Pyxis of Pandemonium and then make a copy of it, and then eventually just dig myself into an answer for this Ragavan. I have Ancient Stirrings in my deck. I probably should just do that. I would hate to run out an Ensnaring Bridge and just get it countered. Yeah, I'm going to take a little bit of a risk here. I'm going to play out Pyxis. And I'm not even going to play this game with the constructs. Take that Snapcaster Mage. Lightning Bolt is fine. It looks like the hero has dropped the fairies sub-theme from their deck here. And they're just playing good old-fashioned Grixis Control. Yeah, I think I want the Pithing Needle. Do I want to play it, though? What would I put it on? I could just put it on the Scalding Tarn, honestly. That's not the worst idea. Like, if they just let this go through, take the shuffle away from them. Yeah, there they go. And now I think I'm just going to put it on something like, probably Tamiyo. And I am indeed going to just take the Force of Negation. I don't want them having that. There's a Tamiyo Inquisitive Student. And I think I know their entire hand now. 2 Spell Snares, a Stern Scolding, and a Lightning Bolt. I really do not want to have to deal with them having a Millrock here, so I'm going to exile with Pyxis, unfortunately. They can have a Verdant Catacombs. I'm going to get another Pyxis. This hasn't panned out the best for me. I am at an effective 6 right now. They got an Ancient Stirrings for their trouble, choosing not to cast it. And I do need to dig myself into an Ensnaring Bridge at some point, right? Okay, there we are. So this Ensnaring Bridge means that now the only thing that I'm worried about is this Tamiyo that I had to let slip through. I am at 6 life. If they want that Flame of Anor, they're going to have to do it now. Pop that clue, I mean. Looks like they're going for it. I am going to exile again. They get a counterspell for their trouble. Pyxis is going to take the Bane of Nightmares there. Tamiyo is going to create another clue. And they didn't flip Tamiyo, unfortunately. I'm going to draw this Inquisition of Kozilek. If they don't counterspell this, then I'm taking a Spell Snare. But they should just counterspell this. Yeah. And now we are just in the same situation that we were in last time. You know what I could do here? If I wanted to take a little bit of a risk, I could have a fight over the clues. Let them have their second clue, and then make it so that if they wanted to draw a bunch of cards, then they would have to flip their Tamiyo. I think I'm going to do that, because I really don't want them having the Snapcaster Mage. But I also really don't want them to continue to accumulate clues with Tamiyo. And we are indeed getting into this fight. Let's see how well this goes. They basically get 2 uncontrolled draws here. Blood Crypt is one of them. I'm going to exile a Lightning Bolt, which I actually wouldn't have minded them having. It is a Wanshi Tong. I think I have to be okay with that. Tamiyo is going to flip. He's already Pithing Needle. Okay, that's fantastic. Torpor Orb actually does get countered by Spell Snare. So I think I actually need to dig myself into something else here. The Underworld Cookbook is not going to cut it. I guess I'll take another Ensnaring Bridge. Fatal Push is in hand. They played out their Blood Crypt. And they just have an absolutely massive Wanshi Tong here that they can use to do whatever the heck they want, really. And that's just another Torpor Orb. This is definitely going to eat a Spell Snare. Yeah, there it goes. This Wanshi Tong can draw 1, 2, 3, 4 cards. At least I get to see what they are. All right, do your worst. You're going to draw Basic Swamp, Sink into Stupor, another Wanshi Tong, and a Fatal Push. And they've got Subtlety here. It's a lot of cards. Basic Swamp is their land for turn. I kind of need to start answering some of these plays. I think Profane Tutor's just going to be a little bit slow. I'm going to draw it anyway. Play it out. That Think into Stupor in hand sucks. Another Wanshi Tong for X equals 8. They get Spell Pierce, and then 3 uncontrolled draws. Kaito, Snapcaster, and Ragavan. I believe this is game over as of right now. Oh, they discarded a bunch of these last turn. Was what, 2 Fatal Pushes and a Spell Snare that they discarded? So all they have to do here is Sink into Stupor. Oh, they didn't. Why didn't they sink into stupor one of my Ensnaring Bridges and then bounce the other one? Or sink into stupor one of my Ensnaring Bridges and then snap Flame of Anor the other one, and then just swing for lethal. I don't understand that. Why didn't they do that? Now I have a Thoughtseize, but they have a Spell Pierce. So they could just do all of this in response to Thoughtseize. I think I need to force the issue. Oh, wait, you know what? I can't draw Thoughtseize because then they could just Bolt Snap Bolt me. With the Orcish Bowmasters, I would be at 7. Oh, I have a Profane Tutor coming off Suspend here, right? Oh, no, it's not coming off Suspend. That's next turn. Dang it. Profane Tutor just a little bit too late. Not that it would have really mattered much anyway. I think the hero's just playing with their food at this point. Just waiting for them to put me out of my misery. Yeah, there's one. They're choosing to just be really slow about it. I don't understand why. Yeah, here's the Snapcaster Mage. Thinking to stupor my other Ensnaring Bridge, swing for lethal. Just gonna F6. I think I've seen enough of their deck here. They've only got 8 cards left anyway. They're down to 10 minutes on clock. They haven't been going particularly quickly. And that is game. My little gambit with Tamiyo, I'm not convinced it paid off. But that being said, I'm not convinced that letting them keep their Tamiyo would have paid off either. Let's go ahead and go to the sideboard, see if we've got anything for this matchup. I'm pretty sure we do. Now, here's the question. Do I want to bring in Magus of the Moon? They have Lightning Bolts in their deck. I'm not convinced that they're going to be siding those out. But I do know that Torpor Orb is bad. Pithing Needle is honestly kinda... Well, they had Kaito and they had Tamiyo, so maybe I should keep both of those in. Soul Guide Lantern helps with Snapcaster Mage. Would I rather just want Grafdigger's Cage for that? I'm not convinced I would rather have Grafdigger's Cage. So I know for a fact I'm bringing in Duresses. The real question here is, am I mooning them? Magus of the Moon dies to Lightning Bolts. I could side out Assassin's Trophy, bring in these Duresses. I think I'm going to try mooning them. They got 3 colors. That means that this Overgrown Tomb needs to come out. The Blood Crypt needs to come in. Yeah, I'm going to take out Dreams of Steel and Oil. That doesn't seem particularly good against them. And I am going to side out my Ancient Stirrings and bring in Magus. Now, I did see Basic Swamp out of them, so that does worry me a little bit. Oh, I have another slot here. Could make it just another Bloodchief's Thirst. Seems like the best use of my resources here. For that matter, why not side out a Pithing Needle and just bring in another Bloodchief's Thirst? There we go. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. All right, I would like to be on the play here. This hand moons my opponent. I'm going to keep it. I will simply lead on Basic Swamp. I'm going to duress them. That's a price of freedom. I'm going to take the counterspell. This hand seems pretty vulnerable to a Blood Moon to me. I'm glad that I ripped that Verdant Catacombs because now I can just fetch another basic land here. And do I want to suspend Profane Tutor? I kind of want to suspend Profane Tutor. I don't want to just run all this stuff into a meltdown. That's a Steam Vents from the opponent here. And they are holding open Wan Shi Tong right now. Oh, that's another Magus of the Moon. All right. I'm gonna start mooning my opponent until they die of shock and disgust. They're fetching a Watery Grave. Bold. Did they draw the counterspell, or do they just want to get Wan Shi Tong in play? Nah, they're just getting Wan Shi Tong into play. All right, that's fine. Swinging with Wan Shi Tong because it literally just doesn't hurt them. It can always block. And I'm actually not going to cast this Profane Tutor because I don't want the Wan Shi Tong to grow. Oh, well, I guess it didn't matter. Okay. Do I want to Bloodchief's Thirst, or do I just want to swing in? And then I can Bloodchief's Thirst next turn. Its controller may search their library. Yeah, I'm not going to search. Just go ahead and kill this Wan Shi Tong. And swing for 4. Okay, so far this is working. And it actually did fully work. It just fully worked. That's fantastic. I did last minute change from Blood Moon to Magus of the Moon. Last time I said I was going to run Blood Moon, but I switched it back right at the last second just because I liked Magus and I wanted to give it another shot. Looks like that actually worked here. Okay, I took a second to restart my client. I am off of the Magus plan. Oh, wait, no, it just reset my boarding. Okay, so I'm off of the Magus plan. That means that I don't want this Dreams. I don't want Torpor Orbs. And instead, I want Duress. I don't want Pithing Needle. I don't want Trophy. And I want Bloodchief's Thirst. So I'm not doing the Magus plan this time. It was good as a juke. My opponent is going to be prepared for it. That was some really fast sideboarding. Hopefully y'all caught that. And to go into depth a little more on your question, Dirtmerp, the Soul Guide Lantern is my replacement for Grafdigger's Cage. You may have noticed that this list has Grafdigger's Cage in the sideboard and not the main board. I was just noticing that there was a ton of stuff that I just wanted exiled straight up that Grafdigger's Cage just kind of didn't interact with. So that's why I decided to go that route instead, and just testing it out. This hand is pretty bad. I'm going to mulligan it. This hand is unkeepable, and we're on 5. So I'm going to keep what I can. I have to get rid of Stirrings here. And if I get rid of Pyxis, then all of a sudden my mobile's turned off. It's just so hard winning games on 5. And the hero's on turn 1 Ragavan, boldly playing around a Blood Moon doing that. Oh, I found a Lantern of Insight. Okay, so I have to just play this out and hope it resolves. Oh, and they have a Flame of Anor on top of their deck. That's not good. This Ragavan hitting basic swamp is going to hurt a lot. Looks like the hero's just going for it. Firing off Price of Freedom, huh? I think I just need to eat that. I need the basic land. Okay. Oh, and I forgot to note what they were drawing. I think it was like a Spirebluff Canal or something like that. Cameo Inquisitive Student. I'm about to find out in a second anyway. Oh, that is a Profane Tutor. I don't think I can afford to play that right now, though. I'm going to duress them. I know they have the Flame of Anor that I need to take. Oh, God. Surgical Extraction on my Lantern of Insight. Yeah, you got it. That's actually terrible. I think I no longer have a way to win this. Flame of Anor, Spirebluff Canal, Lightning Bolt. I have to take the Flame. Play out Pyxis, play out Opal, and I am in so much trouble, it's not even funny. I just don't have replacements for Lanterns. I literally cannot get a lock set up now. It just can't happen. I can't do it. My only hope at this point is to tutor for Urza Sagas. Oh, and they hit an Urza Saga off of the Ragavan just randomly. Oh, that's so painful. And it seems like they've decided that they have enough clues. They're just going to flip Cameo now. I feel like I could have been able to handle this game if I hadn't had to mull so low. Mulling to 5 in this deck just hurts so badly. Oh, I found an Urza Saga. That's fantastic. Just randomly. I like that a lot. That's by far the best card in my deck right now. Oh, do they just have a Wanchitong? Yeah, they have a Wanchitong. All right. I'm officially in trouble. I don't even have like a Lava Spur Boots or a Shadow Spear or something. This is disgusting. They hit an Inquisition to take my Ensnaring Bridge. All right, sure. Well, I was kind of just counting on the Urza Saga constructs getting all the way. I'm not convinced that's going to happen anymore. Yeah, especially with the Flame of Anor that they're rebuying. Profane Tutor is coming off Suspend. Almost no shot. Oh, that all of this resolves, though. I think I have to get Inquisition of Kozilek and take the Flame of Anor. Just taking so much freaking damage, though. Lightning Bolt my face. Lightning Bolt my face again. Yeah, I'm dead. I'm dead. Like, look at this. I'm gonna concede the game. I'm convinced that my opponent can wrap this up in the 4 minutes that they've got. Good old-fashioned Thoughtseize concede. Oh, that was brutal. I am not too terribly mad about it, though. Like, I couldn't have kept the hands that I was served in the 3rd game, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. Getting Magus of the Moon to cheese out the 2nd game, though, that was really fun. I like that a lot. All right, well, let's move on to match 4 and see if I can do any better than I did here. All right, ladies and gents, and I don't have a word for NBs, but, you know, if you're an NB, you're watching this too, that's perfectly fine. Let me know what you'd like me to call you. I am on the draw in match 4 versus none other than aspiringspike. It is go time. This hand is pretty dang terrible. I know that Spike likes to play with creatures, though, so I am going to risk it for the biscuit, and I'm going to keep it. I would not recommend keeping this hand in a lot of situations. Ugh, basic planes, huh? Knowing that that is a basic planes makes me really want to fetch this Overgrown Tomb and play Ancient Stirrings. I'm going to grab the basic swamp. I need lands. I have a bad feeling that Spike is playing his mono white land destruction list right now. Oh, that is a Stoneforge Mystic, huh? For a Meteor Sword? Ugh. Yeah, that's disgusting. I should have Inquisitioned him on turn 1. Oh, but I just randomly ripped Dreams of Steel and Oil? Yeah, let's go. Now that I know that he's not on land destruction, probably, that makes me want to grab this Lantern of Insight, then basic swamp Dreams of Steel and Oil him. Almost certainly taking the Meteor Sword. Yeah, look at this garbage. What on earth are you playing, Spike? What is this disgusting BS? You just randomly have a Witch Enchanter? Of course you just randomly have Witch Enchanter. Anti-Causal Vestige. When it leaves, draw a card, then put a permanent with mana value less than or equal to the number of lands you control from the hand into play tapped. Okay, well, I'm taking your Meteor Sword, and I actually think that I might have a shot against him. I need a land, I need a Mill Rock. All right, so the Combat Thresher is down. It's just a 1/1. Not too worried about that yet. Oh, that's a Profane Tutor. Yeah, I needed that. I will eventually draw into lands. And when I do, then I will start landing these Ensnaring Bridges. That's an Eldrazi Displacer. I don't like that. Starting Town enters tapped. Oh no, that's not good. Felia on top of their deck, of course. Couple Witch Enchanter, dear God. All right. What does Shepet Dunes even do? Yeah, no, I can't handle all of this. Can I even tolerate a Felia? Oh wait, no, they already have Eldrazi Displacer Witch Enchanter, so whatever. I'm just so far behind, I don't think this even matters. Oh my God, that's disgusting. Yeah, you get to tutor up. Oh my God, it's a second Meteor Sword? Okay. I cannot win against this. I just can't. There is a good chance that I should just concede now and hide information. Yeah, I'm going to. That was disgusting. What on earth? I couldn't handle that. That 7 was a bit too risky, and I just wasn't good. Okay, Dreams of Steel and Oil is definitely coming in. Curse Totem is definitely coming in. Bloodchief's Thirst is a maybe. Duress is a maybe. What is coming out? I think Trophy's coming out. Pithing Needles need to stay in. Soul Guide Lantern and Underworld Cookbook can come out. And then I can just side like this. Triple Pithing Needle. I really would love to have access to some number of Bloodchief's Thirst. Should I be siding stuff out for that? I don't think so. I think I just need to bring in Dreams, Totem, and Pithing Needle. No lands. I can't keep this. Ugh. I can keep this, though. It's just Starting Town, Stirrings into Land Torpor Orb. I have a feeling that they are going to be having a lot of Wrath of the Skies, maybe a little bit of Prismatic Ending, because I saw the Battlefield Forges. I'm not exactly certain what that red splash is for yet. Please don't Mana Tithe me, bro. Just don't do it. For the love of God, do not Mana Tithe me. Okay, that's fantastic. Spike would be the type of person to just play Mana Tithe. Okay, they tucked a Meteor Sword underneath of Ugin's Labyrinth. They've got a Combat Thresher in play. I have Lantern now. I'm going to cast that here. And I kind of want the additional Torpor Orb, not going to lie. I am just going to play Bloodstained Mire into Pyxis, and I'm going to get a lock started. Wrath of the Skies for 2, of course. I hadn't checked his hand, so I'm going to make you shuffle. Like, that sort of thing was just kind of expected. I didn't have a discard spell in hand, so I couldn't have really navigated that very well. And this is where Spike starts taking over the game. An Anti-Causal Vestige. LTB is going to trigger here very soon. Yeah, here we go. I'm just going to fetch with Bloodstained Mire now. What are we going to put in? It's just a Plains. Okay, thank goodness. Okay, now I'm going to hide behind Ensnaring Bridge for a little bit. And a little bit could be anywhere between 0 and like 5 turns. This guy's got Double Strike. It's a 1-power creature. And I need to get a lock set up ASAP. Don't tell me it's another Wrath of the Skies. No. Oh, they're just hardcasting the Anti-Causal Vestige. Spike is getting dangerously close to just hardcasting this Meteor Sword. I am going to take a Lantern. I would love it if I could find a Pithing Needle for Ugin's Labyrinth. I didn't. I don't think I'm winning this either. Oh, that's disgusting. Ephemerate on an Anti-Causal Vestige. I hate that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, they're just ephemerating it. Thought-Knot and Seer has entered. Shepet Dunes is down now. I believe there's still 1 card in hand that I don't know about. Yeah, Meteor Sword's coming down. Here we go. They're just choosing what to blow up. Oh, it's the Torpor Orb, huh? What's your last card in hand, Spike? Why are you blowing up my Torpor Orb? I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. It's because last card in hand is a Witch Enchanter. Dang it. Come on. No rest for the weary. Just nothing. Just completely blown out. All right, well, that was fast and embarrassing. No discard. No way to control what he was doing at all. Just, ugh. My 6 wasn't great. And I don't know if I wanted to mold a 5. Kind of just got torn apart by literal nothing here. All right, well, let's move on to match 5. All right, trying to shake that off. Let's move on to match 5 here. I am on the play versus Teddyssimo. This is a keepable hand. Not a fantastic hand, but it's pretty damn good. Opponent mulliganing to 6. Am I finally going to catch a break? Just maybe. I'm going to lead on Bloodstained Mire, and I'm going to... I'm not feeling a turn 1 Thoughtseize right now. Call me crazy, but I don't think I'm going to do it. If I were on the draw, then yeah. Okay, there's a shadowy backstreet. Oh, this is Blink, isn't it? Kept it on top. Yeah, I'm going to take that. Yeah, this is Blink. All right, everything's gone out the window. Everything is horrible, terrible, awful. I do need to Thoughtseize them. Force of Negation pitching to Fairy Time Raveler, huh? Yeah, okay. We take our wins where we can get them. I am now going to shock in this Overgrown Tomb, play Lantern of Insight. A Thoughtseize of their own. Strangely enough, I think I actually might be okay with this. That's a Psychic Frog. Yeah. I am going to mill myself here. Down to Pyxis. And I think I am just going to play out my Mill Rocks in preparation for getting Thoughtseize. So now, if my opponent Thoughtseizes me and takes my Ensnaring Bridge, the next turn I just draw Ensnaring Bridge and then play Profane Tutor. And if they take Profane Tutor, then I just mill myself into a land. Let's see what happens. They took the Ensnaring Bridge. So yeah, I'm just going to draw this Profane Tutor. I'm going to leave Ephemerate on top of their deck, especially with that Torpor Orb on top of mine. They did... Oh, they actually kept the Ephemerate on top last time, didn't they? I have Torpor Orb. It'll be fine. Prismatic Ending on my Lantern of Insight, huh? I'm going to make you shuffle. Didn't want to deal with that Atraxa anyway. And now I believe my best draw is probably going to be an Urza Saga. Oh, wait, no. Profane Tutor's still on suspend. Okay. Slow your roll, mate. Slow your roll. Meticulous Archive is their fetch. Are they just going to bin a monster? Nope, they kept it on top. I'm going to exile that. Oh, discarding Ephemerate to put a +1 counter on the Psychic Frog. They must have some sort of counterspell in hand, right? They've had a ton of uncontrolled draws here. Okay, well, I'm just going to pretend like they have nothing, and I'm going to jam this Ensnaring Bridge right into their open mana. Oh, that worked. Why did that work? I don't know why that worked. That shouldn't have worked. They've used all their Surveil lands here, so... that's weird. But they could just draw a lot of different stuff here. They could draw Teferi, that would be a problem. Prismatic Ending would suck. It looks like that actually might be what they have here. Yeah, Prismatic Ending on Ensnaring Bridge. They're just drawing so many cards. That's a Soul Guide Lantern. That's not nothing. I think I am just going to hold, though. And I'm going to make my constructs. Oh, okay. Well, I guess it just didn't matter. Dang. All right, so Atraxa is not going to trigger, but it is going to deal me 7 damage. Just, oh, geez, this is just not coming together. That's really frustrating. So given that this is Esper Goryos and not Esper Blink, I think that I actually don't want the Torpor Orbs. But I do want the Dreams of Steel and Oil. I am going to pivot, so Ancient Stirrings will come out. So will Overgrown Tomb. And in their place, Magus of the Moon and Blood Crypt are coming in. Assassin's Trophy is obviously coming out, and that gives me 3 slots. I think I will use those 3 slots on discard. I think I'm also going to side out the Underworld Cookbook, and I'm going to bring in a Grafdigger's Cage. Yeah, that seems about right. All right, that is 9 out, 9 in. That is a lot of stuff. Honestly, I think I'm just still letting the loss to Spike get to me. I kept such a sketchy 7 in game 1. Oh well, the only thing I can do from here is my best. This is a turn 1 Lantern, turn 2 Shredder Opal Needle. And then what? I don't have Profane Tutor on suspend. I don't have any discard. I have to mulligan this. Hands like that just make Mox Opal look so bad. I am going to keep this. And I'm actually going to bottom... I think I'm going to bottom Pithing Needle. And then I will Blood Crypt Inquisition my opponent here. Basic plains, basic island, marsh flats. How horrid. All right, Teferi Time Raveler's got to go. And now I need to draw a land in my next 2 draws. That is a duress. My plan is for them to not be able to cast any more cards in their hand anyway, so I think I am simply going to suspend Profane Tutor here. Then if it gets desperate enough, I am simply going to grab a land off of Profane Tutor. Psychic Frog's obviously coming down here. Psychic Frog gives them a ton of play. That's not a land. Notably, that is not a land. I'm going to duress them. I need to take the Consign to Memory here. Oh, they can warp in a Quantum Riddler and then blink it with Ephemerate. In fact, they have 2 ways to do that. Yeah, this is not coming together. I never drew my 3rd land. They kept basic island and basic plains. And they just used Wrath of the Skies when I could have played around that. But then they would have just consigned my stuff. Yeah, and now this is not coming together. This is not working. I needed Magus of the Moon down last turn. Just way too late now. What am I even going to get here? Am I really just fetching basic swamp? I think I am. And then just hoping I draw some more lands? How miserable. Okay, so they have Atraxa, Goryo's Vengeance, which means that I can no longer afford to take the Quantum Riddler. I have to take the Atraxa here. Fortunately, it was Dreams of Steel and Oil and not anything else, because Thoughtseize... I guess Thoughtseize would have taken the Goryo's Vengeance. How horrible. It's turn 4, I have 2 permanents in play. I'm getting beaten down by a Psychic Frog, and I'm struggling. They top-decked an Atraxa anyway. Well, it just was not my day. It just was not my day. I don't know what I'm supposed to do about that. Oh boy. Sometimes you just lose. And I think this was just the you just lose day. Let's go ahead and wrap up. So I'm looking over my notes here, and it was a combination of bad plays and bad luck mostly. Like match 1, I feel like I could have won that if I had just remembered that they have Haywire Might in their deck. Like all I had to do in game 3 of that was just remember that Haywire Might exists and play around it. That's all I had to do, and I just failed to do that. I had even seen it in the previous game. I have lost a match before this due to that sort of deck having Haywire Might in it, and I'm not sure what my problem is or why I forget about that, but I do. I need to fix that before I go to SCG Con Milwaukee. I need to not lose to stupid stuff like that. Versus Grixis Control, I mulled to 5 in game 3. I feel like I did the best that I could in game 1, but in game 3, I just mulled to 5 and I just got destroyed. Match 4 was versus Aspiring Spike. I didn't know what he was on. I kept a really bad 7 to start out with. And then game 2, I just got away from me. No discard in that was certainly a factor. And then, of course, match 5 versus Goryo's. It wasn't my day. That just was not my day. I was not winning that. Which is a shame, because I feel like Esper Goryo's is one of the matchups where it is possible to win. But I was just behind the whole time. And there was basically nothing that I could do to keep up. Honestly, for the main board removal spell, I think that Trophy is just not it. I think that this should be Bloodchief's Thirst. So going forward, I'm just going to drop Trophy from the main, and I'm going to put Bloodchief's Thirst in its spot instead. I think the Juke was fine. I was able to win a game, I think, that I probably wouldn't have won otherwise. But if opponents see it coming, or they can play around it, or they just naturally have Plains and Island in their opening hand, then Magus of the Moon just doesn't do it. Just doesn't do it at all. So I'm still not fully convinced that this Juke is worth it. It does make the mana a little bit worse. Starting town, entering tapped, made me stumble once. I don't think it was that big of a deal, but still it was kind of annoying. And Mox Opal continues to disappoint. I am not convinced that we should even be playing one copy of Mox Opal. Like, there were just hands where I just had Mox Opal, where if it was just literally a basic swamp, then it would have been better. So maybe I will just replace Mox Opal with basic swamp, and we'll see what happens with that. That is going to make my Urza Sagas a little less flexible, but it might just be worth it to make it so that I don't die to Mox Opal hands. I think that there is still more work to be done here. I think that this is an interesting list. Magus of the Moon is very interesting. I'm not sure that I should be doing this, though. I've got one more league that I can play with Lantern before I go to SCG Con Milwaukee, and I really need to lock in and figure out what I'm doing first.
This program is made possible by your view, like, and comment, the support of my wife and son, and by contributions to Fateseal MTG from viewers like you. Thank you.